well, suffice to say, this will be the last time we're going to be hop into that particular cannon, we're able to actually lead us to the forms of that Pinna Park. So either way though, things to be expected by this point. Hey, what is up ladies and gentlemen, it is I am the one and only Maxi here, and I am back yet again for the likes of the Maxi Toys videos once again. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for some more of Let's Play of Super Mario 3D All-Stars, while we're still playing through Super Mario Sunshine for the Nintendo Switch. So, last time we've actually did manage to win through Bianco Hills, Recco Harbor, and Gelato Beach. For the simple fact the matter is though, is the fact that in addition to trying to able to grab the rest of those blue coins on those 3 worlds, we also managed to able to actually do ourselves the 100 coin shine sprites with those 3 worlds combined. So today for this episode is the fact that we're about to be able to head back over to Pinna Park again, but this will be the last time we're going to be exploring this place because, well, in addition to trying to able to grab the rest of the remainings of those blue coins as to be expected, but also we're about to be able to get ourselves the 100 coin power, what do I keep calling it, power stars? I meant 100 coin shine sprites, there we go. So as a result though, yeah, the best way we can able to do this is by simply going to episode 2, which in this case though, the beach cannon's secret. In this case though, that will be the best strategy to able to actually get, you know what I mean, 100 coins on this particular location. In fact, it doesn't take that long to able to actually do all this method. By simply we got able to get rid of those bullet bills, and then that way we're able to get a whole bunch of coins, depending if you do manage to able to spray at some of these bullet bills. So in this case though, is the fact that the normal ones, which are the black ones, and as well as the forms of the homing ones, I can assure you that it actually gives you about 3 coins or something like that. But if you're trying to able to be expected, if you're trying to able to spray at the yellow one, it'll able to give you a gem packed with coins. So something to keep that in consideration, especially noticeable about the fact that, well, you know what I mean, it gets relative and also very self-explanatory if you manage to do all this kind of stuff. So in this case though, yeah, we're just about to be able to do as it is. And of course, I get the feeling that the last few blue coins are going to be most likely going to be in the beach section. Because as far as I'm aware, that we've already collected all of the blue coins from the sake of the actual Pinna Park amusement park itself, or a theme park rather. So in this case though, is the fact that the majority of the blue coins are going to be in the beach section on, well, for the sake of Pinna Park. And as a result though, some of them are being blocked by the forms of those baskets that you do need to acquire a bullet bill in order to destroy it. And on top of all that stuff though, some of them are usually buried in the sand, which you do need to acquire flood in order to able to actually spray that particular, well, similar to the forms of how it does it on Recco Harbor. That basically though is the fact that we need to find the outline of the shine sprite icon, and that way you would able to actually find a blue coin from that way. And there's also another instance that there's going to be some blue butterflies that we can only use Yoshi to able to actually eat up from. So in this case though, that'll be the whole entire suggestion by the forms of trying to able to grab the rest of the remainings of quite a few collectibles here and there. So in this case, we've already down to 5 blue coins left. So yeah, it feels like that we actually racing for this quite fast, although nowhere near as fast as the forms of how it does it on the main missions themselves, because as far as I said this before, that you have to go for a specific episode in order to able to actually just to accomplish the 100 coin shine sprite in general, which, sure, it's a bit tedious for sure, especially noticeable about the fact that I kind of wish there was actually a fastest way for doing it, but luckily though, we've pretty much found, oh, okay. That works for me. So no need to worry about the forms of that tedious guiding the bullet bill kind of shenanigans again. So we'll just keep moving forward and then just trying to keep on collecting the insane amount of... Ooh, jackpot! That's the way I like it. Although, we need to use Yoshi until later because of these 2 butterflies. They might be hiding somewhere. So either way though, that usually in some other fruits can be very well hidden from the sake of, well, usually some of them are invisible spots, but most of the time though, every single fruit are usually being buried in the sand potentially. So either way though, that's why I decided able to save Yoshi for later. So in this case though, yeah, we've already accidentally managed to able to get one of those blue coins on that particular first basket. So yeah, I guess that's pretty something else entirely. So, a few things I want to explain when it comes to the forms of today's discussion, and that is the fact that today's date is, of course, the 20th of June, in this case in 2022 today. So, potentially speaking, as far as what I've already mentioned about this earlier, ever since during the course of the entire Let's Play itself, for the sake of the Super Mario Sunshine portion of the game and Super Mario 3D All-Stars compilation version, basically that tomorrow, that as far as you probably already guessed it by this point, I'll be heading off to the holiday vacation, which, as I said this before, I'll be popping over to Cyprus, and as far as I'm aware, that I'll be there for about a week. So hopefully I'll have a nice time there. So expecting about the actual what's going on for the sake of the forms of the Maxi Toys department, for the sake of the actual channel itself, we'll take a break on uploading schedules until for about a week. So expecting that there won't be any videos of, well, to be more specifically, won't be any uploading schedules for the sake of not just Super Mario Sunshine for the Super Mario 3D All-Stars version, but also SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, and of course Wii Party. So something's worth mentioning for the sake of time. So in this case though, yeah, that's to be expected by this point. So anyway though, so let's go ahead and oh god! Yeah, if you get hit by those bullet bills right there, then it obviously took you a lot of damage, which that wasn't until whenever we get into the last level in the entirety of Super Mario Sunshine, which I'm sure that most people already know what I'm gonna say. So in this case though, we'll save that for later. So alright, so we only got 5 coins left, so I think this will be plenty, so there we go. And thankfully the Shine Sprite is always gonna be right near to where the boat is, and also just on front of the entrance. So I guess that pretty much takes care of the 100 coin Shine Sprites. It's actually, overall, a pretty easy way to able to actually get 100 coins Shine Sprites in this entire game, alongside with the forms of the next level that will, I'm not going to mention about it right about now, but I'm sure that most people already know what I'm going to say. That eventually at this point and onwards, specifically this level, alongside with the forms of Noki Bay and Pionto Village, that these are the only levels that I found is considerably easy to able to get the 100 coin Shine Sprite from, along with the forms of Serena Beach as well. Well, compared to the forms of how it does it in Gelato Beach, I found that one a lot longer and tedious at the same time, because you keep on, you know what I mean, smacking those watermelons. But there's also an alternative way you can do it, is by the fact that you can able to select episode 6 on that particular method for able to get the 100 coin Shine Sprite. But I think I was gonna able to try to do it, like I said, but well, at least ever since in back in forms of any other day, like specifically on last Friday, but I somehow managed able to go for the tedious one by going for the Watermelon Festival, because after all, though we've now already experienced Yoshi for the sake of the forms of the majority of the game itself now, so in this case though, yeah, I was expecting to able to do something completely different, but I was a bit too late for that one, so oh well, no big deal. So anyways, let's go ahead and find these 2 blue outlines for the Shine Sprite outlines, as you can see, for the blue and everything, so that way it actually, again, represents the blue coins. So, and I think, suffice to say, I think we have collected every single blue coins in Pinna Park. So, let me double check on the map. Yep, we have. And, well, suffice to say, that at least it did take me about 10 minutes or something like that, for the sake of not only collecting the rest of the remainings of those blue coins, but also the 100 coin Shine Sprite in Pinna Park. So there we go, 4 worlds have been completed, and much like the original version of the game, as soon as you're able to hit the 60 Shine Sprite count, as you can see, everything else is brightening up. So in this case though, no dark and gloomy weather conditions, so pretty self-explanatory and piece of cake at the same time. So anyways, let's go ahead and continue things on here, and I think we should probably dive right into the next world, which appears to be Noki Bay, Although, I'll explain more about that in a second. So, Episode 1, on Croc the Waterfall. So basically, we need to make our way to the very top of this entirety of Noki Bay in order to be able to actually fix the waterfall because somebody just managed to block it. So we're going to be able to do this problem solving. And plus, the actual water itself, it might be a bit poisonous. So if you dare touch one of those water, as you can tell, basically you're going to get hit. So just keep that in mind. So anyway, so yeah, like I said, I'm really looking forward until tomorrow because obviously, as I said, I'll be going to Cyprus for about, I would classify for saying this is the 5th time I'm actually going to the forms of the actual Cyprus itself, because I think the first time I actually experienced that country was actually in 2008, and then the second time I experienced this is in 2009, and the third time I experienced this was in 2010, and it was alright, but at least I remember, fondly remembered that back in 2010, oh man, that was actually a great stuff what I just somehow managed to come across into. That basically, I'll explain more about that later, because as far as you can see, I'm obviously trying to go after not 1, but 2 blue coins on that exact section. So in this case though, that way we're able to, you know, actually access that rocket nozzle. But before I do that, let me grab one from up there and be very careful not to get punched by the surprise attack on us, mainly the boxing glove and stuff. So anyways, let's launch ourselves up, and there we go. We got the blue coin, and thankfully, unlike the forms of how it does it on the GameCube version Let's Play of the game, somehow Sonic the Hedgehog stumbled across the actual game crash. So yeah, that might be something worth noting for. But at least thankfully in this particular rendition of Super Mario Sunshine on the 3D All-Stars version, there's no game crashes here and there. Well, apart from a couple of game crash exceptions, but thankfully it's somehow fixed later down the road. So anyway, so much like in Pinna Park is the fact that we need to use the bombs yet again, not able to deal the damage on that particular mole that has been hiding on that cannon thing. So again, 3 hits on him, and as soon as you're able to defeat him, then I highly suggest you back away from that particular cinematic scene, because obviously if you get near to it though, as far as I'm guessing correctly, you fall off and you have to do the entire climb-a-thon all over again. So I think that did happen to me when I was a kid, when I played the original GameCube release of the game, so that might be something you need to classify for watch out for. So there we go. At least this mission wasn't all that difficult, honestly. So in this case though, yeah, we'll basically guaranteed able to complete certain missions within no time flat. So at least in some degree. So anyways, let's head back in here to do the next mission. So the episode 2, the boss of Tricky Ruins. So yeah, we got to do, I want to classify for saying a bit of a puzzle solving or something like that, but either way though, we'll try to deal with it anyway. So anyway, because I remember fondly remembered back in 2010 that I somehow managed to get not 1 but 2 games. One game is considerably a Mario fanatic, such as myself, and also another game which I wasn't really a big fan of. So first of all, I remember back in the day that I managed to get Mario Power Tennis for the Game Boy Advance, despite the fact that the version I've got, although thankfully it's genuine, but for some reason or another, I somehow managed to stumble across the label that it does say Mario Tennis Power Tour, at least specifically for those of you who lived in North America. Understandable, because of the name change and stuff like that, but at least I'm finally glad that I managed to able to get Mario Power Tennis for the Game Boy Advance. So potentially speaking, I've now actually got Mario Power Tennis for both the GameCube version. At least I'm hoping that my game will still be playable despite it's fully scratched, but at least still I've managed to able to unlock all the characters back in the day. And also I've got the Wii version, despite the fact that the controls might be a bit jinxed up, and also I've got it for the Game Boy Advance, but that was back in 2010 as a matter of fact. So but I digress. And another game I got back in the day was Dragon Ball Origins, which is basically a Dragon Ball game for the DS, so, which involves around, you know, Kid Goku, managed to go through a lot of adventures and stuff like that with Bulma and all that stuff, which you probably already know what I'm trying to talk about. And for I've played the game back in the day, it is very clunky, which as a result though, that game heavily utilizes the DS stylus, so yeah, I wasn't too thrilled about that, honestly, so... Although, originally, I was trying to get The Legend of Zelda Diminished Cap for the Game Boy Advance, because I've heard some good things about the game back in the day, but unfortunately I didn't get around into it though, honestly, so yeah, that kind of sucks on my part, so... But it knows what it is, so... And I've managed to experience Cyprus for the 4th time, but that was in 2012, despite the fact that 2012 is not one of my favorite years in the world. But I mean, it is decent though, don't get me wrong, but it's just the fact that I never actually just get a lot more interactive stuff than I was used to, so... That'll be my only biggest problem I have with 2012 sometimes, is that, don't get me wrong, the game selection is fantastic, especially noticeable with the actual, the last hurrah to the Wii era, and moved on to the 3DS and the Wii U era, but regardless of everything else though, it's just the fact that, and also some other films aren't too shabby either, like, you know, Skyfall, and also Metal Gear Solid 3, Europe's Most Wanted. Speaking of that film, actually, though, is the fact that that film is pretty much going to be a decade old until specifically this summer. Well, to be more specifically in America, whilst we didn't get the film until October. Jeez Louise, man. It just feels like that, you know what I mean, Americans get it first before we do, but that's to be expected by this point, so... Oh well, no big deal. I don't mind about it too much though, because obviously that I'm more accustomed to, it's hard to explain, so... I get a feeling that the majority of the blue coins in there is going to be heavily utilizing to try to able to activate something on those specific walls, whilst most of the time though, that it's always going to be like secrecy and stuff. Oh god! I hate when I just somehow come across into fall damage here and there, but oh well. So, and also that well, as far as I'm aware, the only good thing about the forms of my experience on Cyprus in 2012 is the fact that, oh man, go-karting on that particular year, I always found that a lot of fun. Although, that I'm pretty certain that we might come across into one again for this year. Well, at least depending on my schedules on those specific plans for certain holidays in general, but... Either way though, so yeah, that might actually be my 5th time going to go into Cyprus, and as a result though, yeah, it's been 10 years since I actually last went there. Because I remember also is the fact that I had some great experiences of certain other holiday countries as well, ranging from the forms of Turkey, for which I've been there twice, one on 2015, and another one in 2017. So for 2015, it's not too bad, despite the bad weather condition on the other day. Well, it almost becomes a bit, I don't know, spitty and stuff like that for certain weather conditions, but that was the year when we had, I'm not gonna lie, a pretty mediocre capture card that has a decent quality, but ultimately speaking though, it's the lackluster audio that's the only issue we have with the forms of our first capture card that we had, which is the Easy Cap. But every now and then, the Roxo Game Capture HD Pro rocks. So because of that, though, with no lackluster audio anymore, so at least that is, ultimately speaking, the ultimate great thing I have. So, anyways, let's go in here and just trying to grab the blue coin, which we've already did, and we'll go up there just in case if the actual the ruins switch, we're able to, well, you know what I mean. Oh god, we got ourselves a familiar foe from the likes of Reco Harbor, which is, yet again, Glooper Blooper. So yeah, jeez, I just somehow got hurt, but that's okay, because we'll just take a hit, and, well, just try to grab his tentacles, and, that should deal the damage for the sake of time. So, I digress. So, okay, there's not much else I can honestly talk about, because aside from the fact that, well, I've already mentioned about the fact that, well, it's just relatively speaking with all that stuff I would like to say about it, so... Alright, so yet again, he's not done yet because, well, obviously that he's now on to the second phase. So I'm gonna do the same strategy as before from Record Harbor, at least not once but twice. So nah, I did not meant to grab that tentacle, I meant to grab that one. There we go, that deals the damage there. Or taking one of those tentacles out. And just one last pull, and there he goes, Glooper Blooper. In fact, this will be the last time we're going to be seeing him because, well, at least if you want to count Mario Power Tennis on the GameCube and Wii. Basically, though, there's that particular special game you can able to play around with Glooper Blooper by keep on doing rallies and stuff. So, but I digress. And I think there are 2 blue coins in this room, so we'll grab those 2 from one of these golden pots that we can able to spray on. So, let's see, 15 blue coins that we actually collected so far in Yukiki Bay, or Noki Bay, as far as I would like to say for this point, because for some reason or another, I just keep on saying Yukiki because that's one of those monkey characters for the sake of certain Mario Party games, or certain Yoshi games for that matter, but either way though, I always get mixed up with all these names and all that stuff. Alright, here we go, on to episode 3, Red Coins in a Bottle. So in this case though, we can't explore around on Noki Bay, because all you have to do in this mission is that we'll go inside the bottle itself. And also just trying to grab those red coins here and there as well. So, I'm very surprised that we've almost technically done with all these red coin missions later down the road. Because, as far as I'm aware, that's, of course, that we actually got ourselves the actual underwear helmet, so we'll use that for the sake of the entire mission itself, along with the other 2 times until later. So, yeah, let's head inside the bottle. And this will be the last time we're going to be seeing the actual sky aesthetics until likely, well, no longer going to be able to explore around in this place for a long while, or I don't know. It has been a while since I actually done some commentary on this since 2 days ago when I've mentioned a lot of stuff in the past few days, so forgive me if I botched it, so of course, as to be expected, 8 red coins to collect, so in this case though, we'll just try to grab all 8 of them before the Shine Sprite will appear, and of course, since we're going to be in underwater this whole time, so this means we have to keep an eye out with the actual, the air meter as well. So because of that though, at least you don't want to drown so many times. So, well, thankfully though, if you try to equip the actual, the underwater helmets with you, basically though, then you get yourselves less time for the sake of the forms of drowning, so, or more time, I should say, for able to survive in underwater, so at least that's that, I suppose, so, I've no idea why I said things a bit opposite of one another. Nah, I don't know. So that's the Shine Sprite right there, but before we, obtain that, we'll, as always, we'll show you a bit of a secrecy. That if you go in here, and if you go into first person view, and try to rotate the camera, then you can see there's a secret book. So, yeah, if you want to know what that is, so, either way though, that's not much else to say about this, honestly. Alright, so we'll just go ahead and grab the Shine Sprite now, and right now, we're up to 63 Shine Sprites, so, and so far for blue coins, we got 154 out of 240 of those blue coins, so yeah, we are getting there. We are definitely getting there for the sake of those blue coins grinding and stuff like that, so and I think we're pretty much going to do one more mission for this point today, and that is episode 4, Illy Mouth's Dentist. So after all, that the next location we're about to be heading to is, well, down to that hole, right exactly where the waterfalls are going to be. So we'll try to deal with that, and of course we're able to get ourselves the helmet on, so we can able to actually protect ourselves, well, not to drown too much. So in this case though, let's go ahead and make our way to the actual destination we're about to entering into. So, anywho though, as far as the other thing I could possibly try to explain, about the fact the matter is though, is the fact that originally, I was trying to able to actually be prepared for several other DS Let's Plays, specifically Mario Luigi Bowser's Inside Story for the DS. I was expecting to try to do that Let's Play specifically on an emulator, but unfortunately though, it really lags. And as a result though, unfortunately though, that particular Let's Play is going to be cancelled as well. Like, seriously, I was having some really crappy luck with all that emulations and stuff like that. Well, some of them are good, like, you know, Kirby Superstar Ultra, and on top of that, Super Monkey Ball Touch and Roll, despite it lags a lot, especially because that was on 3D setting most of the time, and also everything else really. So either way though, that at least I'm hoping that whenever we get into our Let's Plays of certain other games like WarioWare DIY, not only for the DS but also the WiiWare version as well, that it's kind of unfortunate that still that most people never get the game now, because obviously the Wii Shop channel's closed. So yeah, that seems kind of a sucky thing if you ask me. So, oh jeez, it's kind of an awkward angle right there, but at least we do know where the blue coin location is. So, in fact, speaking of such, there it is right up there. Assuming if I could wall jump and try to grab it there, or try to grab it from there I should say, so that usually works. Alright, ah, dang it, I forgot I just got hit right there. But, anyway, we'll, grab these 2 coins from, actually, let me grab that particular blue coin that's usually down there. So that way I can able to actually easily grab that, while not to worry about the phones that rely on the actual air meter itself. So, there we go, at least we got that. Oh god! Okay, there we go. Oh jeez, I need to hurry up before I start to drown. So, but luckily, if we go right near to this hole over there, it'll able to actually take us into another location. So, this kind of reminds me almost like a city kind of vibe. But, except rather than just trying to explore around on this entire city itself, because we have a threat to deal with. So, of course, like in the original GameCube version, though, is the fact that we need to clean every single teeth. So, that's the entire purpose of this fight. But keep that in mind, since we're going to be doing this in underwater this whole time, this means that, yeah, the air meter needs to be required for this entire fight for, you know, keep on obtaining those air bubbles in order to survive in this fight, or trying to grab those coins in particular, which pretty much does the same thing. So, yeah, that's to be expected. So, alright, so let's go ahead and trying to clean those teeth up. If we try to use the hover nozzle very carefully, so just in case we can able to clean the golden teeth, that's pretty obvious. And of course, if you get sucked up by the forms of the entirety of that particular ear or mouth, basically does the fact that you will, I believe you would get flung up, and then basically though, that's, well, it's hard to explain, because it has been about 2 years ago since we actually experienced this boss fight, ever since the GameCube version. So yeah, I somehow might have able to actually have a little bit of a serious short-term memory loss, as far as you probably guys can clearly tell. So I must admit I apologize. So anyway, let's just go ahead and try to grab more coins. If there's any areas I could possibly just pop over into, but for the most part, it's that, well, I honestly have no words. So, alright. And I suppose another thing I should probably explain about this as well, I think, that I'm gonna have to admit though right away, I feel like I'm pretty much running out of ideas for the sake of the actual discussions I would like to discuss. Well, apart from the fact that until likely next few videos until for later, mainly until next month in July, then I would able to discuss on a lot of things, especially noticeable after the events of the entirety of this month so far. So I think it's probably seemingly to say that it's probably for the best to able to discuss on, you know, a lot of things to talk about. So yeah, it's kind of unfortunate that most of my DS Let's Plays are expecting to be able to consider happening, but somehow that, as I said, that for loads of times already, ever since in the past, sadly though, for both Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story, along with Sonic Rush Trilogy, both Sonic Rush Adventure, and Sonic Colors on the DS, that unfortunately those Let's Plays are cancelled because of how stupid the emulation on the emulator just completely lags most of the time. I'm guessing it's like it's too much on screen, but I could have expected Able to actually just try to do it on the Wii U, but I really refused Able to actually hurt my Wii U for the sake of losing everything and also destroying it, so I'm not going to take any chances of any risks, so... But the only time I've only access to homebrew of anything is by simply on the Wii, but that's mainly because it is simply self-explanatory, not able to do that kind of stuff though, at least from my experience anyway, so... Alright, so I think we've only got one more tooth left until this boss fight is done, at least I'm assuming so anyway. Ah, come on! Come on! Is he done yet? Ah, he's not done yet. Sometimes this boss fight meant to drag every now and then, but regardless of such, we have done it. Oh, that took long enough as it is, but regardless of such, there goes the golden tooth, and I think, yeah, that's pretty much as far as this is concerned for this entire boss fight, so... Yeah, it might be a bit slow at points, especially because this is on underwater and everything, but regardless of such, it's already over, so... And I'm very surprised that we've pretty much at the halfway point of Noki Bay already, and on top of all that stuff though is the fact that, well, I forgot to mention about this, is that we're basically now onto the halfway point on this entirety of Super Mario Sunshine in general, because after all, that we reached over 60 Shine Sprites in general. So yeah, we're now on to 64 Shine Sprites, which not to be confused, as I remember the day when I played the Flash game called Super Mario Sunshine 64. Ah, I do miss that old times. So, suffice to say, I think we should probably end things off here, so join me next time on Let's Play Super Mario Sunshine on Super Mario 3D All-Stars version of the game. We're able to conclude Noki Bay. So, yeah, I will see you guys until next Wednesday, because as I said, I'm going off to holiday to Cyprus, so I'll see you guys on next Wednesday.